By about the late 1970s, Jaguar began to realise that the styling sensation that was the E-Type was starting to look, well, a little too middle-aged and saggy. So they thought, better start considering what to do next. We'll give it a couple of years and get back to it. And now it's 2013, and here's the answer. It's the Jaguar F Type. So we're with James Yates. He's the general manager of Jaguar Land Rover New Zealand. James, a really involving car, a great car, obviously a style statement.
Yep.
But the sports car market in New Zealand, I guess it's almost the right car at just not quite the right time.
Yeah, that's true, Richard. It's probably 40 years ago we could have done with this car with the E-Type stock production.
Yep.
But it's here now. It's here to change Jaguar's image. The market that it sells in is tiny. It's less than 100 cars a year.
Yeah.
We don't think we'll take we'll take a share of that, but we think also we'll grow that segment rather than it being limited to the current figure.
Right. Jaguar, in the overall scheme of things, in the luxury car market, is also quite small.
Yep.
But you're playing some real ace cards, aren't you? You've got a very strong car in the XF.
Yep. We make a lead in the XF. We beat 5 Series, we beat A6, we beat A7,
sure.
We beat E-Class.
Range Rover's very strong.
Yep.
And now this car, but still you're not really looking at volume.
No, for Jaguar's point of view, we do 100 and something cars a year. What that something is, it's certainly less than 50. So yeah, we don't compete in the against the three Germans who do sort of 1,500 to 2,000 cars a year.
Sure.
And we're in segments which are fairly small. The XF is in a segment which 250, 300 cars a year.
Jaguar's history, and speaking of history with the E-Type, and obviously people are going to make comparison between E-Type and this car, it's inevitable.
Yep.
You've got a very strong Jaguar owners club in New Zealand. Are they the kind of people who are going to be buying this car?
Yeah, we think there's probably two sorts of buyers for this car. One is those who currently have a sports car or a sporty car, who probably haven't considered Jaguar before.
Right. And
the second group are those who probably are part of the owners club, not necessarily, but maybe part of the owners club, and particularly remember the E-Type, probably a bit older.
This is the V8, the flagship, $180,000. Do you think this is going to be the leading seller, or do you think it'll be
probably
V6s?
the V6S? This is the mid-range,
okay.
$155,000 car.
Right.
In terms of drivability and fun, the V6S provides it all. This has the noise, so whether you pay $25,000 for the noise, but the noise of this is just astronomical.
It's out of this world. It's sublime.
Yeah.
It's like a track racer.
Yeah.
Now, next year we're looking at a coupe.
Yes.
Will that double your volume, or will that be even stronger?
Being launch year of this car, we will take some market. Typically with this sort of car, you have a high first year and then it dwindles off after that. So with coupe, we'll probably be able to keep that same sort of level, slightly increased for the first 2 or 3 years.
Sure.
Probably over time, we would expect the coupe to outsell the Roadster.
So we're in the V8, and as you can hear, it's pretty full-on, very enthralling car. I can't really work out exactly how this car sits as an out-and-out sports car. It's not quite a Porsche experience, but it's certainly an evolving and an entertaining car. I'm with David Linklater, a good friend of Yahoo Autos. David, what do you think about this? I think it's loud, very loud, and that's the overwhelming impression of this car. It's just so much noise. I don't believe I've ever driven a production road car that's this loud. Have you, David? I certainly have not. Even a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, an Aston Martin, I can't believe that you'd be getting this much soundtrack. It's fabulous. It feels like a heavy car. You can, just bang on the wrong side of the road then. But it's not unwieldy. It's got quite a nice steering feel to it. Oh, that's just unbelievable. It's such a cut and thrust car, and this road is slippery. Those old school Jaguar enthusiasts, what are they going to make of this car? It's just bonkers. And the most remarkable thing is you're looking at an R-S model yet, which will be have somewhat more horsepower again. And we're running perilously late for the airport. I've got a flight to catch, but I don't really care. This is just so much fun.